On this update, I get some concrete, stick a pipe under a fence, I build a tower kit, and I make some decisions that are going to come back and bite me. Let's jump in. So the plan was to use the standard aluminium base with a rubber mat underneath in order to absorb any vibrations from the tower. In retrospect, I probably should have realised this was a bad idea. So over to the workshop, and we're going to start marking and drilling the base plate. I had 3 sections of truss available to me. The plan was to put one section on top of the base plate and bolt it down to the concrete, then have the other 2 sections hinge off that. I had also purchased a thick aluminium plate that I was going to use for the base of the wind turbine to bolt directly to the top of the tower. I hadn't considered that there was a bearing sticking out the bottom of the wind turbine that holds the main shaft in place. After consulting an engineering friend, we decided that marine grade structural ply would probably be the best option for clearing the bearing. In order to be able to raise and lower the tower by myself, my plan was to install a winch on the lower section. Here we can see the winch mounted to 2 aluminium extrusions. I've added 4 clamps to secure it to the truss. The next job was to mark the concrete and drill the holes for the threaded rod to sit in, which would secure the wind turbine tower to the concrete base. For the resin to bond securely, I had to make sure all of the dust had been removed from the holes. I suspect Mrs. Sustainable is not too happy about this though. For the bolts, I'm using M20 threaded rod that I'm going to cut to length and secure in these holes. To fit the bolts, it was just a case of filling the hole 1/3 of the way up with resin and then screwing in the threaded rod. It was only after I test fitted the first section of the tower that I realised this base plate was not going to be suitable. There was far too much flex in it, and the mat allowed for far too much movement. It was back to the drawing board and time to come up with a better plan. Not only did the tower have far too much movement in it, but the hinges also didn't align properly, and I couldn't put the pins in to secure them with the tower bent over. So it was back to the generic online store to purchase 1/2 metre of truss, a much larger base, an additional hinge that was hinged in the opposite direction, and a pole for additional support. I drilled the base plate and added some stone chip spray. A quick test fit, and it was time to install the new base and the lower section of the tower. First test fit, I just added the first 2.5 metre section of truss to the top of it and gave it a good shake to see how much play there was. So the next job was to install the anchor points for the guy lines. These consisted of some M8 U-bolts and some spreader plates to distribute the load across the beam. I also installed a gate hinge with some rubber bushings behind it to brace the 1 metre long pole against the house to stop the tower from moving backwards and forwards. This adds a solid mounting point for the tower about 1/3 of the way up, and it stops the tower from flexing towards the house. The next job was to install the pulley which the winch would use to pull the tower upright. Here's a clearer view of that. Back into the workshop we go, and I'm putting together the clamps and eyelets that are going to hold the guy lines to the tower. Now comes the full assembly of the entire tower, and I'm going to add those clamps with the eyelets to the top of it. A quick test revealed that there was a little bit of flex where the pulley was, so I went and added some additional screws. Now adding the guy lines to the tower and locking them in place against the house. I'm using a standard steel cable with U-bolt clamps to connect this up. Looping the steel cable through the eyelets and putting 2 U-bolts on either side. And with that, it was time for the first lift of the tower with the pulley. As you can see, it all went up very smoothly and easily. Once it was in position, I took out the temporary pins that I'd been using and put in the final pins to lock the hinges in place. And of course, what goes up must come down, and so I tested dropping it on my own as well. Quick return to the workshop to put together a double clamp to connect the tower to the swing arm that I'd attached to the house. The swing arm is purely there to stop the tower from flexing into the house. Now back to that base plate that we talked about previously. The plan was to use some marine grade ply and to route out some channels for the bolts to sit in. This would allow us to sandwich the marine ply with the base plate to the bottom of the wind turbine and keep everything flush and clean. A quick coat of spray paint to protect it, and it was time to mount the wind turbine on the base plate. To do this, I just chopped some threaded rod to length and moved the turbine over and started to screw it in. I made a small tweak to the top level guy line eyelets, added mid-height guy lines, and it was time to raise the tower for a week of testing. Once the tower was vertical, I started by clamping the swing arm and then tightening the guy lines. And that brings us to the end of this update. I've been appreciating all the discussions on the previous videos, so please remember to like and comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'm excited to announce that I'm going to start trying to build a community around projects like this. I've set up a private Discord server, and you can join our Patreon to get access to that. Links to Patreon, where you can get access to the private Discord, will be in the description below. Find out about my other projects in our Discord community. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in our private Discord community soon.